let's proceed to the next section for the panel discussion for about half an hour. So let's introduce our panelist speaker, Andres Romas. He is a 22 plus Amazon bestsellers book author, my mentor. It's amazing things. The corporate SEO experts to Stanford to a lot of big director of the marketing, very experienced in the tech industry. And then Jennifer, maybe I have you to introduce yourself. yeah. And Jennifer, yeah.
I started my career in supply chain operation, and shortly afterwards moved to product management, in working with a variety of companies with at different sizes and at different phases, from startups to enterprises across multiple industries. The last two roles were director of product management with a healthcare startup and legal tech startup. I'm taking a break right now, and I'm providing advisory services to startups, primary focus on product market fit and the product macro. That's my background.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. So with that, there's of course, the AI. Everyone is talking about it, right? So with that AI adoption journey, what is the as a business or as an individual, what is your advice to them to adopting this AI journey?
You can start. I see all the notes there.
Okay, AI for individuals. Pay attention as much as possible. You guys all see not just once a month, new changes, but once a week, every day. The morning I get up, before breakfast, I read about new changes. At lunch, more changes. At night, more changes. Paying and I, worry man, back and forth. 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, going to 11, midnight, every night, every day. All 7 days a week. And I was telling, I think, Jennifer, a few others, I came here in the dot-com boom. I came here in about in 92. 93, 94, dot-com boom started. I went through all of that. That was a lot of fun. This is happening way bigger, way faster. So pay attention as much as possible. Talk to people as much as possible.
And also, I'm thinking there's a terminology getting more popular lately. It's called super individual or solopreneur. It's basically any individual. When you enable by AI, you become way more capable than before, right? So that's why the line between individual and business has been getting blurry over the time. We're at the beginning of new era. So any person, if you want to run your own business, you can. And then you enable by AI tools. It's a matter of try the thing and then make yourself more capable. And then enterprise, they have their own set of challenges when they adopt AI. Like CrewAI, I asked them the question about who are you targeting, right? B2B. But large enterprise, their challenge is more change management, stakeholder buy-in, technology, data, security, so on and so forth. Small SMB and solopreneur is a matter of prioritize. Take a look at your time. Is it highly repetitive task that takes the majority of time? That would be your starting point. Start from small. Try to take all the repetitive tasks, take the majority of time, see if you can leverage AI to get return on investment on your time. And then shift your time to do more value-added activities, for example, sales marketing or your business strategy. So start from there.
I have a question, right? Because I'm an IT auditor by professional. So when you embrace, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of AI, but the same token, because I'm an auditor, I'm always have a conscious mind of what are the risks, where my data go into, like I don't dare to use deep think because the fact that the data go to China. I know that there's a way on the laptop where I can download the model and use it locally. My always concern about using AI is the risk, my data. So can you guys elaborate on, what are the key precautions,
That question comes up all the time. Every few days, companies ask me about the risk of the data. Yeah, you can take DeepSeek. put it on your laptop, have it on my cell phone. You download the whole model, run it on your phone, nothing goes to China. But still, a friend of mine is a lawyer, FDA in Washington. They won't use any AI, not Chinese, not American. They're really afraid of the data privacy. A lot of this comes from OpenAI themselves, telling us, don't use those models, they're not safe. They're not American. You have to use our models. A lot of these companies are saying this to scare other people off. There's a lot of misinformation out in the market. A lot of partial knowledge is chaotic.
And the other question I have, right, for enterprise level, I'm looking for a corporate company, and if my company were to use OpenAI model, right, were to use their platform or any platform like CrewAI, to some extent, we will have to, like, use our own confidential data to some extent. But who owns the model? Because we have a company data, residing in the model. So that is a legal implication, right?
I see there's some trends. Some people some infrastructure companies try to host your own instance of the model. I think that maybe that's one of the directions it's going, like the AI ML business model, right? So when you're talking about the security, this kind of make me think about maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when Amazon come about, right? And everyone is talking about security in the cloud, but Amazon is able to prove to hosting in cloud is more secure than mom and pop shop of the data centers, right?
Yes, I agree. They will give me the SOC 2, but sometimes when I get a SOC 2 report, I will review whether it's any control deficiency. Then if the external auditor will tell me, just if there is, your management team, your IT management team will have to come up with what is a compensatory control to protect your company data. See? So it's not foolproof, right?
We are not there yet. Well, I think the industry is evolved so fast, right? So I think I totally agree with you, right? So that is for the big corporations. When you're talking about the security, up to what level you need to secure it. Out of the GTC conference, I see that some of the chip companies, right? They are securing at the chip level, at the GPU level. So are we going to that level, or at what level we feel comfortable to adopting AI?
So on even your concern, I think it's possible. When CrewAI or all the companies providing software layer, they can provide different templates. When you put customer data in, you can always, put a kind of a lock in there, whatever, and then release it, process it, and then relock it again, right? To minimize the risk level. So
Right.
Some
companies, large enterprise, so they leverage the large language model. It's a large language model agnostic, and then in their own environment instance, they have their fine-tuning and RAG layer. And then they only leverage large language model in their own environment, but the data from the company don't go into the large language model. This is one way. So their data does not flow into the large language model base.
Okay, I got you.
To secure enterprise data.
Cool. Very good discussion. Let's move on to the next question. I think we're talking about AI. I think that security is one of the pitfalls, right? So what are other pitfalls that people maybe misuse the AI? They think AI can do everything, and then AI, whatever AI told me, I just believe it 100%, right? So maybe that shouldn't be the case. We still need to use our own judgment. Doesn't matter. It's whoever is giving you the advice, you have to process, you verify it, right? Even though your best friend to tell you something is by default, it's not true all the way, right? So with that, maybe that's just one of the examples. Can you think of any other examples?
Sure. Because I work in the legal task space, it's a huge problem. When we leverage any large language model, the huge problem is hallucination. You will come up with some answers, generating some legal evidence that doesn't even exist. That's a huge problem. That's why we need to put certain kind of guardrail there. And then one of the guardrail is citation. So citation, whatever answer the AI provides to the requester, it needs to citate. So, site says, where does this evidence come from? From what case law? What year? So all the details need to be provided to make sure it's real. And then for the requester to double check the validity of the data.
Thank you.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine, a large corporation, the CEO, he asked me to help him with understanding the AI that they're using. They're trying to build AI models to do their marketing. And he started asking about how that works. I began looking into that. It's far more complex than I realized. Really a fascinating area. People say the number one use of AI, of course, is providing code. Number two use is marketing. It's a really big issue, right? There are tens of thousands of MASs have been built for marketing. Great. And we built some last year here in this class and so on. I thought, okay, that's cool. Except I began looking at you. The answers you get from the AI, where do you think come from? Okay, it turns out to be far more complicated than you realize. There are not one Google. There are 10 Googles. The Google you get when you ask a question depends on your question. Google says, oh, that's the question for Google number 4. Your question, that's Google number 3. You get Google number 5. Your question gets sent up to a different Google, which has answered it. It's different kinds of Google for topics, for areas, okay? Until 3 weeks ago, all I knew were 3 Googles. I didn't know there were more. And I found out a whole bunch more, okay? When these people, when Lawrence appealed to MASs to use Google, to use AI to ask questions, which AI is it talking to? Which Google is asking questions to? I don't think he knows. Most people have no idea. They think it's just one Google. It turns out there's 2 major ways of doing this. We ask AI a question. Some AIs now use search engines to give you answers. Others don't. I can think about this for several days. I came with 2 categories. Search engine enabled AI and generative AI. If it's enabled, it means the AI is saying, hey, before I ask the question, let me check my search engine, look at their index, and see what the facts are. If not, they say, I don't care what the facts are, I'm going to write an answer. So how do you know? Real easy. Ask it for last night's basketball scores for some games. If the AI says, oh, the Lakers won 47-52, whatever, is correct, you know, you look at search engine. Other AI would say, that game's in the future. March 2025 is in the future. My knowledge goes up to spring 2024. So you know it's not using the search engine. Okay? So you have to understand which engine is being used to get the answer. Okay? The 2 major engines, Bing and Microsoft. So I checked each one, find out. Oh, GPT? Oh yeah, well, they partner with Microsoft, $10 billion for using the Microsoft engine, Bing. Copilot, of course, Microsoft uses Bing. Perplexity uses Bing. Google Gemini Flash uses, of course, Google search engine. But then Claude, no search engine. DeepSeek, no search engine. Google Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental 03.25, the most advanced version, doesn't use Google index, okay? Also, I had to find them one by one. You can't ask, nobody tells you. I had to pick the piece, find out what they're using, okay? What about Meta, Microsoft, Facebook Meta, any idea? Using both Google and Microsoft. I'll have to find that out, okay? So, all these people doing MASs for the do SEO, for search engines, for their websites are. There's no such thing as searching as MAS as SEO for AI. It doesn't work that way. You have enterprise SEO for large corporations. That works. That's what I did for Cisco, because I there like a Chase Bank and hundreds of other corporations around the world for many years. There is such a thing as enterprise SEO, very complicated, very large projects. I had teams of, there were 5, 10, 50 people working in enterprise SEO. Okay? How about other kinds of SEO? People say, I saw a YouTube video on that. I talked to this guy who knows all about it. On LinkedIn, 350,000 people call themselves SEO experts. YouTube, let me check the number here, to get this right. 64 million YouTube videos about SEO. And folks, the stuff they say that it's not going to do anything for you. It's not enterprise SEO. 350,000 experts are not doing enterprise SEO. Why? They would be stupid to be doing that for free. Because enterprise SEO is about $10,000 to $20,000 per month for 6 months minimum, ongoing forever. It's not something you do it for $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. It's really good money in that. We're not going to give it away for free. Okay? Then we say, oh, data sets. How do I get my website into a data set? Goes back to the question asked here a minute ago. The AI, they're using data sets for training. Well, cool. If I get my website into a data set, they'll know all about me, right? It doesn't work that way. These are training data sets, but not databases. You put your AI, you put your website into a data set, great. Ask the AI about it. It doesn't look it up. It's not in there like a database. It's data training. It's just a bunch of numbers. Okay? So people, and I was reading more authors, they scream like crazy. Oh my God, they copied my book. No, it doesn't copy your book. Okay? Scares your book, finds the vectors, calculates the data, and that's it. It doesn't copy the book. It's not in the AI. Pictures are not in the AI. Books are not in the AI. Magazines, blah, blah, are not in the AI. It's data sets. Okay? The vast majority of people do not understand that. All these SEO people say, great, I'll put your website in the AI, in the data set, and that's SEO for AI. It doesn't work that way. Okay? You got to be careful. When Lawrence talks about building MAS for marketing, folks, AI is really good at low-level work and tactics. It's pretty good at mid-level stuff. The high level, you can't do that. And anybody who's worked at a high level, the company knows that's not the way it is. Okay? So that's what I say about the nature of this and the limitations of AI. AI is very good down here, not good up here. It cannot do that stuff up here. Okay?
Still a long way to go with up there. So I think that is a moment ago you mentioned a very important concept is people confuse between search engine and then how does your AI content or enable for that AI to discover you? I think that's the big black box or a question people have. How can I take advantage and what do I need to do to make my content more searchable, more can be bubble up on any platform?
Well, the easy answer, the short answer, optimize really well for Bing and Google. And they will show up in one of the 10 types of Google, a certain type. My cat, for example. I made a web page for a cat. I use the courses on SEO to show my cat is #1 in Google, and he shows up as well in AI to use Google Search Index. Okay? But it is possible, except you have to really careful about what you're doing. Like, you've got to know what you're doing, otherwise you're wasting time.
But I also, I'm sorry, Jennifer, you have so
AI.
but one of the argument I have is how many people still using Google search? I think you have a very interesting graph to show that.
No, we'll go from there.
Okay. Yes. Ping, black belt. I do SEO for Stanford. Okay. So a few days ago, I figured out how to the Google Analytics 4.0 to find which AIs are sending traffic to Stanford. And up to now, until a week ago, I thought they can't do that. because 4.0 cannot pick up, the AI cannot deliver data, but yes, there's a way to do it. So I looked at the Stanford data, I found basically ChatGPT, I did a scatter plot. The scatter plot, we have a big graph and dots. You see, few are up here, really high, other down. The scatter plot, GCP, way up here. Everybody else down here. Okay, basically. The best one, Perplexity. They're somewhere around here. And the rest, forget about them. Okay? GCP is the winner now because they make a lot of money, they're spending a lot of money, have tremendous presence in the marketplace, but not necessarily the best one. Google Gemini, experimental, blah, 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 is better than OpenAI, but they have nowhere the market share that OpenAI has. Okay, so be careful. It's big because they got a lot of money to spend to be visible. There are other better AIs. But again, which AI do you want? Are you writing code or use this AI? Are you writing documents? Are you writing web pages? Use that AI. Doing mathematics? A different AI for that. Okay? It's no longer one AI is the best AI for everything. What are you doing with different AIs? And folks, the last 4 or 5 weeks, we're telling so many friends, companies so on, you've got to use a different AI. You're using the wrong AI. You're using a hammer to produce screws. You use a screwdriver to fry eggs. You're using the wrong tools. They don't know that. Okay?
I think right now, where we are is very similar to the 90s and the beginning of 2000s
Yes.
when it comes to search engines. So right now, there is no clear winner in the AI SEO space. And then if you, I highly recommend everybody just go to ChatGPT or Perplexity just to check, okay, how does AI SEO work? And then it's quite different from the traditional SEO. And website is no longer the de facto. And then if you look at it, it says, okay, AI search engine, they will leverage the AI knowledge graph. That's one of the things. And then AI language and markup for AI. And then your product API, and you need to talk with the AI agent because they prefer structured data, live data. So it's quite different from the traditional SEO. So it's so new and it's evolving quickly because there's no clear winner. Everyone try to become the leader in the space. So look at it, and then I'm sure the AI SEO is going to become very popular over time.
Bring it back to what you talk about agentic MAS. Agentic started summer last year. End of last year got really big. Now this year is a year of agentic. All the major AI say agentic, 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 which means like 10% really soon now, websites are not going to matter anymore. All the whole website ecosystem, website webmasters, designers, UX, UI, images, content writers, SEO, digital advertising, all that are given 6 months. After that, it'll be over because you have your favorite AI agents doing all the work for you. Yeah, 2 years from now, we're going to say, you remember way back then when you actually went on something called a search engine, you clicked on, you got a bunch of results, you had to dig through them to find something? How silly that was. With agents, all that goes over.
Yeah. One example is the AI assistant, they would prefer voice activated content, right? A lot of interactive content creating from the chatbot. So that's another example.
Yeah.